These days, telling your kids to go play can have a slightly different meaning than it did when we were kids.
Back in the day, it meant go outside and use your dang imagination. Do something. But kids these days includes video games and Candy Crush in their playtime.
That's right. Our next guest says finding healthier hobbies is the key to achieving happy, creative, successful children. Here to talk about the importance of real play versus digital play is Melanie Hempe with Moms Managing Media. Melanie, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me back.
First off, briefly explain, I think all of us parents can collectively agree that our children probably spend too much time with their technology. You're really concerned about what that's doing to kids.
That's right. And it is. It's really easy for them to get sucked in. It's kind of like quicksand. Like you just like, what happened? Where did they go? And I had my oldest, we had a big problem with that. And so now, we had a lot of conflict. And you know what I'm talking about, Colin?
There's strife in the house. If you have a kid who's playing video games all the time and you say, all right, enough already, they freak out and then there's strife in the house.
A lot of anxiety.
I know exactly.
And so then the mom starts feeling guilty and then there's all this issue going on that really is not very fun. So after all my research, like I did a lot of research on, well, what does all this mean? And I found out that play, rough and tumble, healthy play, like when your mom told you to go in the backyard and play, there was a good reason for that. It's very good for your brain development. So your brain is more developed than someone who is just on a screen. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, that's really exciting.
So,
I feel pretty good.
You knew that already. So especially as a child, it's so important for them to get out and have that unstructured play without your mom telling you what to do, right? So when you went out, you went and did maybe sandlot baseball or something in the backyard or with your friends in the neighborhood, and you were able to solve problems together. You were able to be creative. You use your imagination. You would practice life in real play. And so Stuart Brown talks about in his book, and this is what we're talking about at our next meeting, we're talking all about how play is so important for children and how screens do not meet that need.
Okay, what if my kid's not artistic, athletic, that whole
thing?
Don't
matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, because people say that too. Well, if my kid's not on his iPad or playing a video game, he's not. Art's really not his thing. Sports really aren't his thing. People come back at you with that. You say what?
Well, that's just sort of a lie that we have just somehow believed. We need to rethink how we're parenting our kids. In my house, you don't really get a big vote, all right, when you're 10, right? So it's like, hey, we're going to try this, we're going to try this. The mom's job is to open doors, to let their kids try different things. Don't let your kids decide. I'm sorry, they don't know. And what we need, what we understand and what we know is it's so good for their neuronal connections and for their social development that the screen just doesn't cut it at all. So like for sports, for example, and a lot of times it's dads, I hate to say, they say, well, their kid, they tried one season and he's not any good. Oh, no. I mean, you have something to say about that, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with they're good or not. That is not
right.
They need to get out, they need to figure it out, they need to fail. I mean, our kids, they didn't make all their baskets. In fact, they didn't, in the first season of basketball, they didn't make any baskets. That's okay. They didn't even hit the baseball the first season, and that's okay. What they do is they learn to troubleshoot. Life is like that,
you
right?
You would be a good coach, no doubt. Absolutely, you're a good coach. You are a good coach, I can tell you that right now.
And then reading, do your boys say they don't like to read?
All the time.
Don't buy it, okay? Come on, Colleen.
I know, I'm messing everything up. I know, but they do say
that. You
that.
find what they're interested in, you get them a book about that, you sit, you read with them, okay? You do family time reading, and you get them interested, and you have to jump start. It may take a while to do that. And then music. A lot of people think, well, I'm not going to do music lessons because my kids don't practice. No, remember, they don't get a vote. So they do practice.
They don't get a vote.
No, they don't.
That's right.
They don't. And when they're little, they don't. And then as they get a little older, you say, okay, well, maybe you don't want to play soccer, but try something else. They have to have a lot of attachment, a lot of movement, a lot of touch, and a lot of outdoor time. Art is another thing that parents think their kids aren't artistic. Well, let me tell you. I didn't think my kids were artistic, okay? I did not think my kids were artistic. And I thought, well, what's going to make, in fact, one of my twins, they're 10 years old, and they hated art. And I thought, what can I do? Well, you know what, Eugene, you hate things that you don't know how to do, right?
That's right.
So sign them up for a few lessons. So I took them over to White Wax Studio in Matthews. Oh,
this is what they created.
Goodness.
Isn't that
These
great?
are my kids that said they were not artistic.
Really?
Okay, so look at
We
this.
have like
This is
20
just-
seconds, Melanie,
okay.
so I'm just letting you know these
Okay.
are some of their drawings.
So,
Really
and
good.
here you go. And so there's Derek Jeter. And so
Really?
this is what I call my boy art. So see, you find what your kids like, and then you get them into doing some play around that. So, you know, it's always better for them to be off of a screen and playing
Go
in
to
real life.
momsmanagingmedia.com. Melanie, thank you so much. More Charlotte today, right after a quick check of what's coming up on NBC Charlotte at noon.